Hello.
Hey, hey.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I had some feedback during the intro. Wait, I'm still getting feedback.
I'm not.
Oh, I had the YouTube up. That's why.
Yeah. I've got it minimized. So now,
Oh man,
fair warning, Crowdcast is a little bit,
yeah.
quite a lot behind. So we're gonna
I'm
have to
seeing I'm
be aware
seeing
of
it.
that.
I'm seeing it. Yep, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. How's it going, Sean? Michael, Nathan with the wow fancy intro, Steven, John, Luke, Rick, Ryan, Jacob, Jeff, David, Rob, Curtis, Keith, Stephen, Nicholas, John, Jordan, John, Chris, Benjamin, Pebbles, welcome. You sound fine. No feedback on our side. Hello, welcome to the IT Hour. I'm Ben Garrison, as it says right here. Right here. Look at that. We have name tags. So we are doing our first event here live. We are using a new streaming platform. So this is brought to you by another streaming platform, and we are broadcasting on Crowdcast and YouTube. A little bit of delay on Crowdcast, but we will be participating in chat on both platforms. So if you're on YouTube, you can chat to us, and we'll be able to put the chat on the screen.
Like that,
Like that. Oh, yay. And then, yes, we all did get the memo. We're all wearing our Jump Cloud shirts. I promise, and you don't have to believe me, but I do promise that that was not coordinated. We just all showed up.
Not. We all got on camera and went, "Hey."
We all showed up on camera, and this is what happened, and this is what we're here for. So, hey, we got a good show lined up for you today. I got Becky, I got Luke. We all know Luke. We've seen Luke in the Jump Cloud Slack channel, which you have seen. If you do want to join the Jump Cloud Slack channel in the lounge, go ahead and hit that link down there, bit.ly/ jump JC Slack /lounge. That will get us into the Slack lounge. So feel free to go ahead and join us there whenever you feel like participating in that. Of course, also, we're going to have an update from Becky regarding our community update. We'll have the link for the community as well. Looking at some of the chat here, it was a totally coordinated or laundry day. It might have been laundry day. Might have been laundry day, Jeff. I can't confirm or deny. So again, like I said, this is the IT Hour. This is an interactive conversation, so you can feel free to participate in chat. In Crowdcast, you can also participate on YouTube. If you go to the youtube.com/jump cloud, you can participate here. For instance, Keith just said woot woot on YouTube. So thanks, Keith, for checking us out on YouTube.
All right, but Ben, if you
Yeah.
were going to read comments like that, can you do them with a little more enthusiasm?
Woot woot. Is that better?
Okay, that's better. I mean, woot woot.
Woot woot. Well, hey, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and transition over to Luke. Luke has a fantastic thing that he created using the Jump Cloud RESTful API and Make, formerly known as Integromat, and he created his own application. So we're going to go ahead and get him going and to show off his cool new application that he made. Luke.
All right.
How about you introduce yourself first before we get going, so that way everyone knows who you are.
Yeah, for sure. You can hear me okay. I saw somebody, Sean mentioned I was muted in the chat, but maybe I was just being quiet there.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Yeah, so happy to that you guys invited me. Love to be here. So the Jump Cloud community is kind of special compared to some other communities. So I'm happy to jump in. This is my first IT hour, sadly, but yeah, but glad to be here. I actually dug back through my emails this morning. We've been using Jump Cloud since 2018, March 2018. So we've been using it for a long time. My little intro, I've even got a little slide for it. By day, I'm a technology director for international anti-human trafficking nonprofit, rafa.org. Check it out if you'd like. But we work in developing nations. specifically with minor children who've been rescued out of human trafficking and sexual exploitation. And so on our end, we've been heavy Jump Cloud users, and it's been a fantastic tool for us as we try to manage a large number of staff, a large number of locations internationally. And so the reason why we kind of went on this journey for automation is it's been such a huge time saver for us. It's built in consistency. It's just made everything in our life easier related to Jump Cloud, but also all the IT tools we kind of use in our stack. We want our staff overseas who are social workers and counselors to not have to worry about technology, to get it out of the way and to do what they do best. And Jump Cloud helps with that, but so does automation. By night, I have a small business that I run, If Only Solutions, where I primarily do automation work for small businesses and IT MSP clients. I do a little bit of consulting with RMM, PSA type stuff as well, but I primarily like the automation side of things. Yeah. And I'm an official Make/Integromat partner. Doesn't really mean too much that you're a partner, but heavily use it for all my clients and just love the platform. So yeah, so today I just want to talk about why automation and why specifically this custom app that I've got. Full disclosure up front, it's a private custom app. So it's you got to fill out a form at the end and you get a link to join it. It's got a free trial with it, but it is not a free app. And I can talk about that a little bit more why, but tons of development time in that. And as you may, if you're familiar with Make at all, sometimes apps end up in their library and then they don't get touched or they stagnate for forever. My goal is to keep this updated and fresh. And ongoing. Jump Cloud has great APIs, pretty good documentation, and so as new things come out, I want to make sure that that we're able to be at the forefront of automation. So yeah, Jump Cloud's awesome. I promise I don't work for Jump Cloud. It's just a shirt. If you don't have one, it's probably the most comfortable shirt that I own, and I like it. So Jump Cloud's great, but it's so much better with automation. And so it really allows you to extend the native capabilities of Jump Cloud. You know, since we've been using it in 2018, what Jump Cloud can do has just skyrocketed with Skim and JIT. And now the REST API to be able to bring in and automate some extra things with big services through SSO and stuff like that. But I still find myself wanting to automate a lot of the internal Jump Cloud processes and then some external things as well. So that's what the custom app kind of came to be from. We were using tons of API calls and just needed a better way to manage it and a better way to interact with the API. And I'll give some examples of that. I don't want this to be like a technical, too technical. So I'm going to give kind of the high level highlights, and then happy to answer any questions that come through and maybe do a little live demo if there's time for that as well towards the end. But it's a lot to take on, you know, to try to figure out total automation in just 10 or 15 minutes, but we'll do what we can. The power of the custom app and really the Make platform with Jump Cloud is that it makes hammering out automations really fast, but it also, as you'll see, it allows you to kind of have some pseudo webhooks. So you can get notifications for things that you can't get natively on the platform. So if new systems are added, new users are added, new users to groups are added, anything that comes through directory insights, you can trigger notifications, you can trigger automations off of. So new records, but also changes to user systems and anything that shows up in directory insights. Tiny little commercial for directory insights. I know that doesn't come with every plan, but man, is there a lot of data in there. And with this custom app, really allows it to be actionable data as well. So I'm pretty pumped for that. And again, for our nonprofit, we use the app internally really heavily. And so, Keith wants the technical. Well, hold on, here we go. Yeah, so again, if you're not familiar with Make, formerly Integromat, it's similar to Zapier or any of the automation platforms out there. What makes it unique is that it allows you to build custom apps in a really powerful way. So again, I've got probably 30 custom apps that we have. Jump Cloud's the first official one that we're rolling out. to as kind of a private option there. But we've got a bunch for IT Glue, some of the Kaseya tech stack, and a few other options that are there. Won't go that into too much, but it's super scalable. You can come in at $9, or you can have an on-prem private enterprise instance in the US or the European Union. It's highly scalable. It has a low entry, but man, it can scale and do some pretty powerful stuff. So for me, automation with this is internal and external, right? So maybe we want to automate just things inside of Jump Cloud. We can totally do that. But a lot of that power comes from when we can take our automations and triggers from within Jump Cloud and hook out to external services. And Jump Cloud does a really great job with that already, if it's through Skim or JIT or some things like that with SSO. And I would always say use anything that's native first before going outside to do things. I think it's just going to be the better long-term play there. But we've got a lot of capability and flexibility with this custom app. So moving on. So this is a terrible slide. It's way too much information, but it gives just a tiny snapshot of what Integromat looks like. You got these cute little circles that are really powerful. If you're a hardcore coder, people always think that Integromat just looks silly, and why would you use a platform like this that's visual in this way? But again, you can really quickly hammer out automations when you have all of these different modules over here. And these are the ones that are that I've created. There's about 32 of them now, and I've got 60 of them made. I'm still kind of cleaning and pruning some of those other ones. And then there's new API endpoints that are coming out. Here I mentioned there's a sneak peek of the reports API. Reports are early access, but I've got a little module for that, though I'm told that it probably won't work forever as they're still developing that endpoint. But pretty neat to be able to kind of get in there and to use that now. So it works for V1, V2 API, System Insights, which is part of version 2, and as well as Directory Insights. And if there's a module that I don't have and you just need to make a one-off API call, there's custom API calls you can do natively from the custom app as well in there too. So, clicking on the wrong thing. So here's an example of why these cute little modules are powerful. So if you wanted to make an API call to manage system group memberships, so if you want to add, the system home lab to the test group home lab, you can do that through an API call, but you got to go and hunt down the ID number for that system, the ID number for that group, and you've got to get your JSON configured just right. But this allows you to really quickly do a one-off add or something like that. And all of these modules have these kind of mappable pre-filled parameters to be able to do stuff. But just as this that's not really automation. That's just adding one user to one system. But over here in this other example, we have this module called Manage Users User to System Associations. So if I want to add a user to a system, I can do that. I can add, remove, I can update, I can modify their admin or standard permissions, but you can see this little tag that's in here, and that's where the automation comes in. I can say list all users for the entire Jump Cloud account, list all users for a particular system group or user group, and then loop through and update permissions, add them to systems, add them to groups. So the automation is really, really powerful at scale. And again, if you wanted to do this through the API, and you can do this, a lot of this is available in the PowerShell as well, the PowerShell library. But for me, this is schedulable, it's automatable. I want to set it up once and then not have to think about it very much. And that's where automation saves a lot of time.
Especially for like a nonprofit or a small IT shop, right? Where budget is of concern, right? That definitely helps you maximize your spending as far as being able to get things automated and get things done without having to do repetitive tasks all the time. So this is great. This is awesome. So I think you're getting ready to show some of the more of the automation steps or automation capabilities here.
Yeah, I'll give some specific examples, but you're absolutely right. Like having to, for our nonprofit, just as an example, we have 2 admins that access Jump Cloud. We've got 250 staff. maybe 200 devices, multiple locations. All of our tier 1 staff don't access Jump Cloud at all. Rather, they interact with Jump Cloud either through our ticketing system, through triggered automations, our HR staff kick off user onboarding and different processes through Salesforce connected automations as well. So there's just a lot of power. Our tier 1 staff can add users to systems. They can reset MFA, and none of them have ever set foot inside of Jump Cloud. We're not multi-tenant. We're just one tenant because of some restrictions that we have. But anyway, super powerful stuff. I'm going to shotgun through some of these scenarios, and if there's time, we'll look at a live one. Again, we can do things externally. So we can watch for when new users come into Jump Cloud or when new users come into a particular user group. And then through what is native to Integromat, we can kick off to all of these different external services. You may say, well, Luke, Salesforce is in Jump Cloud. Why would we want to go outside of that loop? Yeah, so we provision users through Salesforce, but then there's some things that aren't yet there, and we want to take additional steps. We might want to modify their profile, assign some permission groups. For us, we use a lot of smaller licenses than the standard license, and so we need to automate some back-end processes. Maybe we need to automatically send out some PDF documents for new users to sign, things like that. Being able to trigger those automations is what makes this app so powerful. And the same is true for new systems. Maybe a new system comes in when we need to send out to generate a PDF for a sticker to add in for asset management, or we need to create a new IT ticket in Synchro or Zendesk or BMS to say, hey, a new system set up, make sure you go through all the steps. Here's your checklist and things that are there. IT Glue is here. That's another private app. It's not a public app that's there, but we use IT Glue pretty heavily internally. So again, being able to watch for those new systems and kick these processes off just saves us an insane amount of time. Again, set it up once, check in and make sure it's doing pretty well, add some error handling and follow up from there. So here's some more specific examples. So say we're watching for new users and we have a standard set of departments and user groups based on those departments. Well, this is a real simple scenario that's set up that any user that's added, we're going to take a look at the department that's added to that Jump Cloud user. And if it's sales or marketing or IT, it's going to take that custom ID, the ID related to that group, and automatically add them into that. So we could have 1,000 users join, and it's going to run through this little switch filter, and then automatically add them to whatever group is needed there. And if it's like, oh, well, they're in the interpretive dance group department, well, it's going to kick them off to a fallback group so that we can then, if we want to, what we have internally is if it fails my group stuff, it puts them in a fallback group that I get a notification for saying, hey, we tried to add this user to a group, but we couldn't do it very well. So to come back to that there. And again, this is primarily using that watch for new users group.
You're in the dance group, right? The interpretive dance group.
Well, if there's time at the end of no, I can't. I can't dance at all. I don't think we want to go there with the IT hour. So we internally have issues with duplicate systems in Jump Cloud, primarily because we have a lot of overseas locations that are inactive for long periods of time. And so for us, that's been a little bit of a pain point externally as we sync data out to IT Glue or whatever. We want to make sure we just have one. So this is just a simple scenario that checks for all systems and then finds duplicates. And if it finds anything, then it shoots out an email. For us internally, it creates a new IT ticket that's attached to those hardware assets. But I just put the email in here to be a simple solution there. But you could, again, add in whatever you would want through automation there. Another one is for certain compliance standards, if there's inactive users, either just in the Jump Cloud instance or on a particular machine or hardware asset, or I guess a device or system, then we need to report on and mitigate that issue. So this one is using it lists all users, and then here we go, getting the fun stuff. This directory insight module which counts events. Now, again, I've got this one flagged as advanced because if we opened up that module, we've got to add in some JSON for some search terms. But I've got a little wiki for this custom app, and it's got some examples that are there, and the Jump Cloud docs can help you build that out. But once you've got that sorted, it can go through, and this is just saying if the count of that is 0, then I know that user hasn't logged in through SSO or anything else, and then we shoot off a ticket or an email to say, hey, these are inactive users. Because again, we don't want to pay for inactive users, but we also want to know, well, why isn't this user active? Why aren't they signing into anything to kick off that sort of stuff? The same is true of offline systems. We have some monitors in our RMM that look for the Jump Cloud service if it's running or not, for picking up issues with the service or the app. But we also have this to say, well, maybe just systems are old or offline. Whoops. There we go. And we want to follow up with that. Because again, if we're paying for systems in other external systems, we want to use automation to find those and to prune those out. So this just looks for all systems that have not, and this one has just a little bit of a formula in here, but it's looking for all systems. It's filtering by the last contact that's greater than 90 days. And then if anything flags as that, shoots out an email, or again, in our case, would create a ticket to handle some of those issues. Here's one. These are probably my favorite of watching Directory Insights. Again, the data that's available in Directory Insights is just so deep and so powerful. But again, I would say it's a little advanced in that you have to figure out the search term. But if you're going to make a query to the API, you're going to have to fill out a lot more than just this little search term bit. So this module makes it easy that you can just focus on what you're searching for rather than having to do the surface or the service and the limits, your org ID, all that sort of stuff. And again, I will mention, I don't think I've said it yet, that this is works for multi-tenancy as well. You can pop through all the orgs that you guys have if you're in multi-tenant setup. But this one in particular looks for changes against a user initiated by the admin, and then it filters it out for anything kind of security related. So if there's a password reset, a password change, if somebody turns off MFA, then it kicks it over to an IT ticket because we need to internally audit that, just, again, for security, kind of watching when things are happening. So we can follow up with that and make notes in our ticketing and documentation system that's there. So again, the watching Directory Insights is super powerful.
So look, a lot of people are wondering in the chat, how do they get this, right? So maybe we can, because I think this is awesome. I think this is great. I think we have a lot of automation in here. I know you're going to continue to keep iterating through it. And I think they want to know, hey, like, how can we get our hands on this? Is there a trial? Is there a beta? What can we do to try to get this going?
Yeah, good comment there, Sean. And again, like spending time in the API with Jump Cloud is I won't say it's not great spending hours and hours in the documentation, but Jump Cloud has good documentation. These modules will save you just an insane amount of time. So to get it, I'm saying we're in early access right now as I'm still rolling out some of those additional modules. But we've had a couple people beta testing the modules that we have now. Everything's looking really nice. So on my website, I've got a form that you can fill out just to request a trial license. Even if you were like, no, Luke, just take all of my money, please. It still is going to kick you into a 7-day trial. I'm not a hardcore salesman. I don't want to strong arm people. I want you to be able to get in there, test it out, try it out, see what breaks, see if it's going to work for you. And then at the end of that trial, if you want to jump into a subscription, then you're good to go for that. I will note that people in the Make community that are reselling custom apps, a lot of them are selling them based on how many times you use a module, right? That's kind of how the Make platform works. But they're then counting how many times you do something and limiting you and tiering your pricing based on that. Personally, I hate that. I think that is kind of dumb because how do you know how much you're going to use it? what it's going to be like. And I want people to have a consistent price and not have something that's wildly variable. So for us, we're just at $19 a month for access to the custom app. If you sign up today, or for the next couple of days, we're doing 20% off, just as a kicking it off, and as a special to the IT Hour community that's there. But for me, I would love for people to get in there, try it out, see what works. If there's a module that you want, if there's something that's not working right, I've got a support forum. You can go in there and kick that off. Because again, I know that people are going to use this in ways that I don't. Like, we don't use commands internally, but I know that Ryan uses it. We've got one that'll watch for command results. You can filter those if on particular exit codes. You can trigger commands. Again, anything that's available in the API, now that we have this foundation of the custom app, we can add in new modules and get wild, and have lots of good fun. So is that a good answer, Ben?
Yeah, so you said your website. Do you want to go ahead and plug that? Because you got like the whole world watching right now.
The whole world. Wow. I sure hope my hosting can handle the world. Yeah. So, man, picking a domain name is difficult these days with the squatters out there, but we're ifonly.solutions. And that's it. Because again, my whole thing is we have these huge IT tools, and I just kept finding myself and my clients saying, man, if only it could do this or that, whatever.
If only, one word, .solutions. Is that right?
I'm pretty sure.
I think I just put it on the on the screen there. So if only .solutions, go check it out. We got chat. Caleb saying $19. That's a no-brainer. That chat is on Crowdcast, so we do have YouTube and Crowdcast going, so we're kind of monitoring both. If you like this integration, again, this is not a Jump Cloud sponsored or backed application. This is Luke from the community who decided that he needed some more automations within his environment, and so he went and he created this. And I thought it was really cool. I wanted to come him on the show and have him showcase what it is that it looks like and what it can do. And I hope that everyone can actually enjoy that. Were you going to fire this scenario?
Yeah, this was just one tiny live demo I wanted to try squeeze in. I'm pretty sure I'm out of time for my allotment, but
by a lot.
Whoa. All right. Well, I'm fired now. Never coming back. Burn my Jump Cloud shirt. In talking with Ryan on the Slack community about like, man, what would be a good example? This is one that I think he built on his own as well. But it watches for new systems and then automatically assigns them to system groups based on OS or hardware. So it looks like a scary octopus, but it's basically just listing when new systems come in, and it's filtering, are they a Mac, Windows, Linux? And then if they are, like, how do you want to filter those? Like maybe you have some particular policies and commands kicking off automatically for Apple Silicon versus Intel or Windows 10, or you have a policy that automatically reformats if it's Windows 11, and some things for Linux as well. So it looks like a scary policy, a scary scenario, but again, it comes in, automatically handles it, and it's got failover for other things. And the last thing I'll mention is that I do have a support wiki for this. If you're new, there's some incredible learning resources for Make as well. But I'm going to take all of these, and I didn't get through all the samples, but I've got all of these scenarios as templates that you can then import into your Make account to be able to try some of those out, save you a little bit of time as well there. But the one caveat is that as Integromat has rebranded and transitioned to Make, I see your question there, Nathan, that this custom app is only for Make. There's some specific things in kind of the 2.0 platform, and it's that are not backwards compatible in Integromat. So if you're a long-time Integromat user, you're going to be faced with an upgrade or a separate account there. We've migrated all of our accounts. I'm migrating my clients to Make. And so far, outside of the first week of migrations, things have gone pretty smoothly there. I did see that question from Nathan. Yeah, this is totally separate from your Make subscription. So this is just private access to this app through me. So, and again, I'll say that at the $9 plan, the amount of operations of what you get with Make, our nonprofit is pretty much within that. And we've got 100 scenarios firing all sorts of automations.
I think that gives
So
you like 10,000 executions, right? Per
10,000 operations, and each time a little data passes
Yep.
through some of the modules, it like pops up on number one or something.
Yep.
And then I think 40,000 is at like $30 or something. Not too bad. But again, my custom app doesn't track your operations or do anything like that. You just pay for Make as the foundation, throw this on top, and then the rest of your life you can just be at the beach watching Jump Cloud automate itself.
There you go. Well, hey, thanks so much, Luke. This is awesome. This is great. I'll say that, for instance, I've used Make/Integromat in the past. There was a blog that I created a long time ago on the Jump Cloud blog that showed how to use Integromat, or now Make, on creating new users using like a Google spreadsheet, right? So you can definitely do it. It's super simple to get into. And Luke here was kind enough to make this application and share it for the world. And I think $19 a month for an organization to have this access into the Jump Cloud REST API is like, I think the comment was a no-brainer. If I was in that boat, I think I could probably swing $19 a month to automate things. So thanks so much, Luke. Thank you so much. He is hanging out in the Jump Cloud Slack lounge. So if you do need to get there again, please feel to join us right there. The link at the bottom of the screen, bit.ly/JC/Slack/lounge. So thanks much, Luke. He's going to hang out for the IT hot seat here in a minute. So Becky.
Hello.
Becky's going to come in and talk about the community update.
That's right. It is that time. All right. So since we have some new people, I guess I need to reintroduce myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Becky Scott. I am the Senior Manager of Community here at Jump Cloud. And I am actually going to give both the community and the meetup update this week because Alexa is out this week. So let's get started. Let me flip over to our little document. So first off, I wanted to note ask if you have seen the new Career Spotlight series in the Career Corner under the Career section. We are sharing stories from IT admins and asking them 5 questions each about their career progression. We've got some really cool features there, and we'd actually love to feature maybe one of you next. So email us to get on the list, community@jumpcloud.com. We will put these links in the IT hour in the community, so you can go check those out if you haven't already. But they're pretty cool, and we would like to see more of you in there. So go check that out. If you missed it, Jump Cloud University recently relaunched on a new platform called Thinkific, and we've got a short blurb with some details on the community for you. And we've got some plans to add some cool stuff from JCU, as we like to call it. So watch the Jump Cloud products board for more details soon, because I can't tell you right now, but I'm really wanting to tell you what we have planned here, because it's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be exciting. And I think you're going to be really happy about it. There's more to come.
Fine.
So that's
I'll
all
wait.
I know. That's all I can say right now.
Baloney.
It's
How you can tell me
awesome.
like, hey, I need to talk to you, and then you never talk to me? Like, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna be panicking now until I hear about it. So
it's good stuff though. It's like nothing to panic about. It's like it's gonna be so cool. I feel like the little kid in the Minions movie is like,
right.
Yeah. All right, so RN Hurt shared how they got Jump Cloud SSO working with AWS Grafana. So if you're interested in seeing how that was done or have suggestions for improvement, which they actually asked for, go take a look at that. So thank you for sharing that. Awesome stuff. And don't forget that you can share any of your cool stuff, things like that, regardless of whether it's built on Jump Cloud. Don't forget, we'd love to see it on the community. Hey, Luke, go share what you just shared. Put some info on the community as well. I know you're sharing it in the Slack lounge, but go put that stuff on the community too. The Home Labs section has been taking off, the label there. So go to town, people. Go do it.
Steven said he'll send you some web spec swag if you leak some news.
I want to, but we've got to get some things in place first.
Uh-oh. Someone's calling him out.
Well, yeah, highest bidder sort of thing. No, I can't do it. Soon. Oh, I want to say it, but no, not yet. All right. So meetups.
Yay.
They're going to pick up a little bit in the next 2 weeks. We have a lot coming up. So, second half of the month, Chicago and DC meetups on the 18th, Raleigh on the 19th, Houston on the 24th, San Francisco on the 25th, New York City on the 26th. We'll put the link for the meetup groups in the chat, but we've got a lot coming up. So go check out the groups, see if there's one near you. A lot of them are virtual, so just join one in your time zone if you don't find one in your city. Or, let us know if you want to start one in your area, especially if you want to start something in person and you want to help host. Let us know. We are more than happy to. People are slowly starting to get together in person when they are comfortable with it. So we totally get that not everyone is comfortable with in-person stuff yet. Maybe keeping things outside. That's totally cool. But if you have like a small group of admins that you want to start getting together back in person or virtually, let us know. I mean, we will help facilitate that. And you might even lightly twist our arm. Okay, not really. You don't even have to twist our arm. We'll help you do that. And we can help you with content or speakers, and we might even throw in for some food and beverages. Actually, yeah, we will throw in for food and beverages. So talk to us.
Pizza.
Pizza and a tasty beverage.
Michael on Crowdcast says that San Fran is too far away. That's okay. Find one close.
Yeah. We do occasionally have them in like San Diego and other places. We've, in that time zone. But if there is not one near you, join a virtual one in a time zone that's friendly to you. Or Michael, suggest one near your area.
Yeah.
Especially if you know people that are local to you, and invite them.
Same with you, Sean. If everything's too far away, if you have a meetup group that's in your area that's already established, we would love to sponsor them. If we don't have a meetup group in your area, or there's not an IT group in your area, let us know. And if you want to help establish one, then we'd love to sponsor that as well, and also find interest in getting that going. So feel free to reach out to us at, again, community@jumpcloud.com, and we would love to help you get your meetup group established, or sponsor one, or get one going in your local area. So thanks.
Absolutely. Putting it up there one more time so that you can find the meetups. So yes, please come and join us.
Cool beans. Well, thank you so much, Becky. We're going to transition. This is going to actually be a rapid fire hot seat here in a second. So we're going to have to move quick. But before I do that, last week we did launch a new minor update. So minor release at Jump Cloud is the minor releases that I identify that don't get off a fanfare, like a go to market, and the press releases and all that kind of good stuff. It's just things that we iterate through. And so a minor release that happened in the last week or so is that we have our new Google attribute imports. So you can now import more fields that can be mapped and imported from Google Workspaces. You can see all the new fields under the Cloud Directory Integrations tab for Google Workspaces. Office 365 also has some extended fields as well. You can map things such as manager, office location, alternate email, etc. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Looking forward to seeing more people integrate with their directories already and map those attributes. So wait, do I have music I can play? Let's see. Dance pop. Here we go. Hold on. No, that's not gonna work. Into space. Here comes. Now it's time for the hot seat. No? Okay.
That was kind of you needed something a little more
special. Yeah, I need to do something a little bit more special. So, all right, now it's time for the hot seat. Luke, if you want to come back on, you can. If you have not been part of the hot seat, if you've not been here before, the hot seat is where I read off a couple of headlines that are in the news that I've kind of curated throughout the week, throughout the last couple of days, and I read out the headlines, what they're about, and then we all have a little chat battle, and we see who has the funniest and most entertaining comment and regarding to the news. So here comes the IT hot seat. All right. So first up, this one's all over the place, and it came out the other day. But Apple, Google, and Microsoft kill passwords with Passkey. So per Ars Technica. So yesterday was obviously World Password Day, and to celebrate, Apple, Google, and Microsoft are launching a joint effort to kill passwords. The major OS vendors want to expand support for a common passwordless sign-in standard created by FIDO Alliance, and the World Wide Web Consortium.
So the standard is being called either a multi-device FIDO credential or just a passkey. Instead of a long string of characters, this new scheme would have the app or website you're logging into push a request to your phone for authentication. And from there, you'd need to unlock the phone, authenticate with some kind of PIN or biometric, and then you're on your way. It sounds like a familiar system for anyone with phone-based, two-factor authentication setup, but this is a replacement for the password rather than an additional factor.
Yeah. So essentially, basically, passwordless is starting to become under attack, or passwords are becoming under attack, and so these companies are all joining that. So feel free to make your comments about passwordless authentication with your phone. Now, I personally, I don't know how that's going to work if in organizations. I know people are going to have a something against putting something on their phone, right? They already have concerns about putting like two-factor authentications on their phone and stuff like that. So I wonder if, we're going to run into that issue. So there's a World Password Day, Sean. Yes, there's a World Password Day. Okay, it's May 5th. Or it's like the first Thursday. I don't know what day it is actually.
It's the first Thursday of May every year.
First Thursday of May is World Password Day. So chat, Sean, there's World Password Day. Yes, apparently. Sean, the FIDO Alliance for the win. It was yesterday. Dogs and cats getting together. End of times, I say. It's not MFA.
Nice Ghostbusters reference, by the way.
Yeah. But then Greg says, but I can't use 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Nope. You can't use that one. Sorry. We'll have to actually figure out a way to do to keep track of this. Let's see. Greg with the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. FIDO totes MFA. That's what Sean says. Sean says FIDO is totes MFA. What do you think, Luke? What are your thoughts on that news?
Well, jumping back, a scenario in an automation I didn't share is we have something that if somebody comes in and they're tagged as a C level, it automatically sets their password to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and disables MFA for them. So I don't know if we need to kill passwords because we're already automating those at the high level for our C level. So we need extra security.
Passwords are gone. Bye. Bye. All right, moving on. And then next up on the list, and we'll keep the chat rolling. So speaking of passwords, because it was World Password Day yesterday, Google Assist can now automatically change passwords per Engadget. So Google said a year ago that Assistant would offer to change compromised passwords, and now the company is delivering on that promise in earnest. Android Police notes that Assistant warnings are now rolling out more broadly to Chrome users, including those on Android. Sign into a site with a compromised password, and you'll both get the familiar change your password alert on some sites, and an option to have Assistant automatically make the change. You can take control at any point, but this will be helpful if you'd rather not spend time devising a secure replacement sign-on.
The helper uses the AI from Google's web version of Duplex to navigate websites and apply password changes. It knows how to click, scroll, and fill in forms that would typically require human intervention.
Ben says that his NIST 800-171 self-assessment start with, does the company use passwords? Well, you know what? NIST is going to have to upgrade their practices. That's another thing. This whole passwordless thing, I think you're going to have to see some of these regulations and compliance things start to change to accommodate that. So that's my luggage code. Now I have to change it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, look, Luke, you're putting someone's luggage code out there for the world.
And I really thought it was just an internal secure password that we had. Man.
Super secure. No one's ever gonna guess it. What is that?
Oh, and I just said it out loud, and it's on the whole world. So all my sea levels are going to have to get password resets now.
Yeah.
And it's on YouTube forever. So.
Oh, dang.
Sean, can we kill AI assistants instead of passwords?
Can we kill AI assistants instead of passwords? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 100% on board with that. Okay, moving on. So in case you didn't know, GitHub is making two-factor authentication mandatory for developers, according to the Next Web. GitHub is increasing the security of repositories by requiring all developers to enable two-factor authentication by the end of 2023.
Ooh, the company's directive is simple. If you contribute to code, you must enable two-factor. GitHub is probably pushing this initiative because the number of people using adequate security measures is so low. The company said only 16.5% of active GitHub users and only 6.44% of NPM registry users use two-factor.
Yeah, so to enable it, if you're on that, if you just want to get ahead of the game, so to enable it, just go to the little profile avatar in the top right-hand corner of GitHub, and then click on settings. From there, you'll click on the password and authentication and enable two-factor. You just follow the on-screen prompts. If you're a developer using GitHub, I'm pretty sure you can follow on-screen prompts. If not, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. So making some bold assumptions there. I'm sure. Making some bold assumptions. What is it, Caesar? You set your new password while sipping on tequila, obviously because it was Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
See, little password update 1 2 3 4 or 5 becomes 5 4 3 2 1.
But now you said it out loud, so I can't use that one either. This is getting tricky.
This is getting tricky.
There's only so many numbers I can use, right?
2 4 3 2 1. That's funny. All right. Moving on. Facebook to discontinue nearby friends location-based feature. According to 9to5Mac, Facebook on Thursday began informing users that nearby friends and other location-based features will soon be discontinued at the end of the month. While the reasons are currently unclear, the company claims that all information related to these features will be deleted from Facebook servers.
Okay, I've always thought this was creepy anyway. Users have been getting a notification in the Facebook app for iOS and Android about the end of Nearby Friends, a feature that lets people share their current location with other Facebook friends. At the same time, Facebook also says that time alerts, location history, and background location are also going away soon.
Yep. According to the company, nearby friends and other location-based features will no longer be available to users after May 31st, 2022.
I've always turned this off. The first time it popped up and told me a friend was nearby, I was like, ew, that's just creepy. No,
That is
no
pretty,
Facebook.
That is creepy. That is creepy. Let's see what we got here. Totally sarcasm. The TSA has bolt cutters, I hear.
Oh, yeah, yes,
Yep,
yes,
yep,
they do.
they do. They do have bolt cutters. They do have bolt cutters.
Sean, I feel like we had one good news item and the rest are about how tech is evil.
I feel like, and the rest about how, that's probably correct. Probably correct. They will still retain all of your location data for themselves, though. They say they won't, John. They say they won't. I ain't got to worry about Facebook removing this. I don't hang near these friends, things that people speak of. Yeah, Rob, you have to have friends for this to be a problem.
Maybe that's why the feature has never bothered me before.
Sorry, Rob. Sorry, you lobbed that one up. All right.
The unfair thing is he's not on screen to give a rebuttal for that.
But that's how I roll, right? I'm gonna get him while he can't get me back. Okay, moving on. Okay, Microsoft to nudge more users toward Azure Active Directory. What? Clickbait. According to the Register, users of Microsoft's Update Compliance Service have been warned that a move to Azure Active Directory will be required if they wish to continue using the service.
Update Compliance is a tool aimed at helping administrators keep track of security, quality, and feature updates in Windows 10 or 11, Pro, Education, and Enterprise editions. Powered by the Windows Diagnostic Data Processor, the service spits out a report of device and update issues related to compliance that need attention.
Yeah, so the service is hosted in Azure and is an Azure Marketplace application. It looks at devices on the general availability channel as well as the long-term servicing channel, and will need at least required diagnostics data and ideally optional for Windows 11 or enhanced levels of data for Windows 10 to perform some of the queries of update compliance.
Azure AD device joins have also been a prerequisite from October 15th, 2022. This will be enforced.
Yeah. Again, Microsoft, and I've said this a couple times, Active Directory isn't going anywhere. It's going to be there for a long time. However, Microsoft is saying that it is no longer enough. Everything they're really pushing towards Azure AD. They're really pushing towards Azure. Extend. If you're in an environment where Active Directory is where you're at, that's great. That's wonderful. Here for you. Extend Active Directory. Get it out of your four walls of sanctity because you're ramming your head against the wall. So get Jump Cloud Patch Management instead, so you don't have to go Azure AD. I mean, David, you said it, I didn't, but yes. Thanks, David, for the plug. Appreciate it. Let's see. Rob says he has rats. Good enough. Acceptable, Ben. Thank you. Cool, David, with the response for the patch management. Appreciate it. Alrighty. Moving on. And Luke, we're this is a hot seat, Luke. So feel free to just hop in and just say what you gotta say. But Windows KB 5012643 update will break some applications, according to Bleeping Computer.
What? No.
Yeah, Microsoft has warned Windows 11 users that they might experience issues launching and using some .NET Framework 3.5 applications.
This known issue impacts only systems running Windows 11 version 21H2, where users have installed the KB 5012643 optional preview cumulative update.
Yep, affected apps use optional components such as Windows Workflow, WWF, and Windows Communication Foundation, WCF.
I figure if you're already on Windows 11, I'm sorry for you. There's got to be more stuff that's breaking than just that.
Yeah. After installing that same KB 5012643, some .NET Framework 3.5 apps might have issues or might fail to open, Microsoft revealed in the Windows Health dashboard.
So Microsoft also addressed another known issue triggered after installing the Windows non-security update, leading to flickering screen problems in safe mode without networking. The same KB issue also made some Windows apps, example like File Explorer, Start Menu, and Taskbar, seem unstable while running in safe mode. So in case you were running in safe mode and you had some issues, that's probably why. But yeah, so Rob, yes, but we put the KB on the screen now. So that way, and there's only 1, 2. Surprisingly, there's only 1, 2 in the KB. Running joke was all the 2s in like CVEs and stuff.
David, Windows 11 has WWF wrestling built in. I was kind of thinking something similar, David.
They had to change the name, David, to WWE, okay? They don't have the World Wildlife Foundation. Thanks, yeah, Michael comes back in with the World Wildlife Foundation. I think Michael and I just showed our age on WWF or WWE stuff.
You said it, not me.
David, we're gonna put that in there. Okay, they took their abbreviation back. Right? Yeah, there was a huge legal thing. All right. Don't use safe mode. It's unsafe. Sean. Trying to get these chats going on here.
Michael, just don't run when 11. Boom, solved. Moving on.
Solved. Yeah, exactly. All right, and then our last for the hot seat. $43 billion stolen through business email compromise since 2016, reports the FBI. So the FBI's Internet Crime Compliance Center, the IC3, that sounds like a new movie on Netflix, issued a public service announcement on May 4th, 2022, sharing updated statistics on business email compromise. Attacks which use a variety of social engineering and phishing techniques to break into accounts and trick companies into transferring large amounts of money into the hands of criminals.
This
as you
report, this report looked at 241,206 incidents reported to law enforcement and banking institutions between June 2016 and December 2021, and says the combined domestic and international losses incurred amounted to 43.31 billion US dollars.
Billion US dollars.
Billion.
I just saw on Netflix a new trailer for a Liam Neeson movie titled Business Email Compromise, where he's going after these people. So it should be really, really riveting.
Yeah. Wherever you go, I will find you.
He has a
I
particular
will
set of email
Yes.
skills.
Yes, a particular set.
Keith, you got this. That's a lot of Walgreens gift cards, Ryan. We're gonna put that in the running. That's a lot of Walgreens gift cards. Yeah, definitely don't give anybody gift cards if they call you saying that they owe the IRS any kind of money. Sean, you're in the wrong field. Yep, 100%. Alrighty, so here we go. We are going to add the poll. So shooting into the poll is live on Crowdcast. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube and if you want to participate in the poll, you got to go to Crowdcast. You got to go to Crowdcast and you have to participate in the poll. The poll is live, everyone, on Crowdcast. I know there's a delay, so go participate. Meanwhile, this is a new platform that we tried out today. I don't know if you noticed, but there were a lot of cool things that were happening, right? We have things on chat. We got stuff on the screen. So if you like that, feel free to let us know. You can let us know in the community at jumpcloud.com. You can also let us know on YouTube as well as the Slack Lounge. Do you like this? Do you like participating in the Crowdcast chat, or would you like to participate in the YouTube chat? Because YouTube does have a chat, as well as we can do polls. We can do all those things as well there. No, you don't have to register for another event. You just show up on YouTube. So let us know what you prefer and what you like, and we'll definitely make sure that we are doing what you like. Let me get that out of here. So real quick, while everyone waits, again, to join the Jump Cloud community, you can find us on bit.ly/JCCom. Feel free to throw that into your browser and join the Jump Cloud community platform. Great place to hang out, find best practices, and chat with people like me. And Luke, if you have questions, I can open up a if only board as well on the Jump Cloud products part, so you can ask questions directly to Luke if you wish. If you want to join our meetup, check out our meetup groups and offerings at bit.ly/JC meetups. We have a huge network, and if you want to have your own meetup sponsored or want to be involved, feel free to reach out. And then, of course, we have our Jump Cloud Slack Lounge, so bit.ly/JC Slack-lounge. Where to go to hang out and talk about things in real time. So if you have questions and you're thinking about where to get started, we have, I think, almost 3,000. I don't have my Slack pulled up. But there's a lot of people in there. So come hang out there and chit chat and be involved in that community as well. So
while you've been talking about all of that, there's quite a few comments in the chat about the gift cards. Like, hello, I am, insert your boss name, and need to have purchasing an Amazon card of gift in an emergency. Please do the needful and emailing the card codes to me. Thank you. That was from Rob.
You airsick lowlanders. If you guys know that reference.
Do the needful.
Yeah. But Michael says we have had people fall for that. And Keith says I've lost more than 43 billion. But Michael
only purchased the cards, not sent them.
Yeah, nice. Thankfully. Ryan says that they had a user almost do it. They called when they were at Walgreens about to buy the gift card, just double check. And Rob says, thinking that's a single check, not a double check. I think you're right, Rob. That's not a double check.
Yeah. So looking at the poll, and we're coming right on time. So the winner with an 8 votes, I think that's the most participation in the poll we've had in a while now, is Ryan with that's a lot of Walgreens gift cards. So Ryan B with the win today for
sneaking in right under the wire too.
Right.
Nicely done, Ryan.
Ryan B with the win for the gift card. So if I owe you a gift card, let me know in the Slack lounge. Come find me and I will make sure I get that information for you. I think I just need your email address.
How apropos is that? Okay. He comments about gift cards and he's going to get a gift card.
We call that foreshadowing. I'm just kidding.
Just need his email, social, home address, and then he can have that $2 gift card.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
We'll
Actually,
go to Walgreens
Ryan,
and fix them up for you.
Ryan, before I send you a gift card, I need you to send me a check in the mail for $50 so I can get your bank account information so that I can route the gift card directly there for you. So,
And,
all right.
and we're not joking. It really is. It really is a gift card for the time being until we get our new
Yep.
Our new vendor in place.
Yep.
So.
Well, hey, Luke, thank you so much. We're right at time. Thank you so much, Luke, for coming in. That was a banger of a presentation, so I appreciate it.
It was
If you
awesome.
like a new platform, everyone, on YouTube and Crowdcast, please feel free to let us know on the community channels that I've already linked 100 billion jillion times. And we'll see you again next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers that are out there. And don't forget to call your mother and tell her Happy Mother's Day if you are a child, which everyone is.
If you like your mother,
if you like,
call
yeah.
her. Yeah.
So, all right, everyone, take care. Cheers.
Bye all.
See you, everybody. Thanks for having me.